Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Ultra Space Time podcast. Tuning in for episode 90, aka Any Failure, right? Because as of right now, anniversary ain't really going too hot. There's a lot of just disappointment and stuff like that. But part 2 is right around the corner. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the new free-to-play Gogeta, the new Broly Plat equip, the Ultra Gogeta banner returning, all of that good stuff. But before we dive into our topics for today, let's go ahead and run down the members that are joining us. So first of all, we got the GOAT, Iron Kane. What's good, my guy? How's it going?
Yo, bro, happy Legends weekend Father's Day, ISD.
Let's go, dude. Thank you. How did you know I was a father? No, I'm kidding. I'm not a father.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about that later.
He's a father. He's the father of TOP, bro.
Yeah,
that's true.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that right there. And then, of course, we got the God Key main himself, Swifty. What's up, dude?
Yo, what's good, boys? What's good? What's Gucci?
Yes, sir. And then we got the man himself, Virgil, my guy. How's it going right now? You staying frosty?
Always, dude. I'm just chilling always, man. It's good to be here.
And last but certainly not least, probably the biggest fanatic of the anniversary for the 4th anniversary itself, we got ZVG.
Fanatic is a great word for rager. Thank you, Zeke. Thank you. Thank you.
I got you, ZVG, always. All right,
but thank you.
I think the first topic that we will go into, I suppose, is the free-to-play Gogeta. So, Iron Kane, since I know you've dabbled in Mono Purple a little bit right here, is Gogeta carried by Mono Purple already, or by Super Saiyans, or he's just standalone a good unit? I want to hear your thoughts on this unit.
I mean, with any unit that's purple, obviously he's gonna get a boost from the Zenkai buffs, of course, because there's plenty to go around. But is he a standalone unit? It's tough, man. I think what really holds him back is his blue card, unfortunately, because that's he can get a lot of damage off it when it hits, but hitting it is tricky because the way the animation works, it's a slow animation, so people can vanish out of it in a way that they can't with most range blue cards. So that this isn't even like talking about the rest of his kit, strike damage, blast damage, all that stuff. It's just like his blue card, I feel like, is unfortunately what holds him back the most. But of course, if you buff him up with mono purple stuff, he'll do good. But yeah, man, I think it's that blue card that really sets him apart from being one of the best free to play units. But he's okay. He's okay. He's definitely not the worst, but he's okay.
All right.
I think he's pretty good. Like you said, I don't think it's a free to play unit, so we have to take that into consideration, right? Whenever you think about free to play units, right? Can they mesh up well and can they compete for positions on certain teams and stuff like that? When you think about the free to play Gogeta, right? He's not going to be taking Zenkai Super Vegeto's position, his value on Fusion Warriors or any on that main setups, right? Even on Mono Purple, it's not really ideal to run him. Rather, if you just want to for fun. Like, he's definitely a fun unit. I think he could be really good as well. But like a unit to have like a solid spot. Like when Yellow Trunks came out, he was solid. Like if you didn't have good stars on Future Gohan, Trunks is a demon, bro. Like that, the cover null, the full hand, the damage he was outputting, LOE being top tier. I don't think this Gogeta compares to that free to play Trunks by any means, like at all. Even probably right now, I don't even think he compares to him. But
I agree.
On the right setups, I think obviously he's gonna do good on Super Saiyans. Obviously he's gonna do it on Mono Purple. But as like an option, he's there. He exists. I think he's still top 5 free to play unit. But just being realistic here, I think we have to humble ourselves and say that he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're comparing him to the Yellow Trunks, there's no comparison. But I mean, just in general for free to play unit, he's definitely not bad in my opinion. The strike cards, he picks up card draw speed every time he uses a strike. It's only for 5 seconds, but like if you're in the middle of a combo, that can turn into a pretty long combo if you have a bunch of strike cards. So that is one of the cool things about him. I do like that strike card picking up the card draw speed. main ability is not that special in my opinion. I mean, you pop the main, you get key, you draw the special move arts, and then I mean, other than that, what does he do? What does he do? Reduce enemy card draw speed for 15 counts, which really isn't that big of a deal. A lot of units nowadays just automatically have built-in card like level 1 card draw speed, and a lot of them pick up level 2 card draw speed. For example, like Kaioken, all these different units that can pick up 2 times card draw speed. MUI can do that as well. So the reducing enemy card draw speed doesn't seem that special. Sealing enemy card slot, it's whatever. The one nice thing is, I guess it's only the requirement's only 10 timer counts for that main ability, which is, it's kind of nice. He's got, I guess, kind of like an early main ability, just like that Yellow Trunks does. But like I said, in general, if you're comparing this guy to Yellow Trunks, there's no comparison. I would say Trunks is leagues better.
Yeah, I pretty much would agree with that as well. I don't know. I feel like honestly, a big part of it too, right? I think they actually made this guy better than what I had expected, because I completely thought that this guy was just going to ultimately flop because he is a Super Saiyan, right? And you know how usually, especially with how when Bardock comes along, right? You have Bardock and then you throw every single Super Saiyan in the game with him, right? It's literally like the cycle of Dragon Ball Legends and Super Saiyan units. Super Saiyan unit comes out, you see a million showcases on YouTube of this Super Saiyan with Bardock, with the Bardock crits and stuff like that, right? And so I feel like a lot of people just that immediately comes to mind, right? That's what processes in terms of when you're theory crafting, when you're doing your team building, is if you see a Super Saiyan, you're going to want to run him with the Bardock right here. And so for the most part, they were kind of just making these mediocre Super Saiyans. And honest, I think they did pretty good. Like, I feel like you don't necessarily need to run this. I think he's still usable even without the Bardock crits. Like, I'm not saying that he's good or anything. Or, well, I'll say he's good, but I don't think he's going to dive into S tier right off rip, right? I don't think he's deserving of S tier. He's nowhere near Z tier and stuff like that. And I've heard people already arguing like, oh, like you guys haven't even seen him at 14 stars yet, but you pretty much can have him at Red Star 2, and that's generally considered like peak stats, right? Like that's already like almost like towards the max stats that you can get. And so I don't think we're going to see a very, very massive difference between where you guys have him at right now and at 14 stars. But I think for what it's worth, I'm okay with taking the Super Saiyan unit who is an absolute like just dog meat without the Bardock crits. He even has kind of like a counter to the Bardock crits too, doesn't he? Doesn't he have like a 30%?
Yeah, yep. I was just about to ask you guys, how do you feel about it's basically when he's fighting Super Saiyans, he reduces enemy crit rate by 30%. I was going to ask you guys how you feel about that.
I think it's interesting.
I mean, it's never gonna be like, nobody really cares. Like, nobody's looking at that unit and be like, oh wow, yes, that's right. Like, nobody really cares. I think
You've
just
seen a lot of Super Saiyans right now.
Yeah, there's been a lot, and it's always nice to just clap their cheeks because that team is just fragile as hell.
Yeah.
So
I will say,
Super Saiyans definitely had a lot of playtime recently.
Yeah. I will say for a free-to-play unit, he's got 80% damage inflicted, 50% damage cut. These are some pretty high modifiers for a free-to-play unit, but I agree with what's kind of already been said. He's not really going to replace any units on their general teams like fusions. I don't think he's going to replace Super Vegito. Kind of like Iron said, if you want to throw him on Mono Purple, you can, but is he the best choice? Probably not. But for a free-to-play unit, he's definitely not bad. If you want to grind him up to 14 stars, he can be a somewhat viable option.
I was just curious. Do you guys think, with the release of the Trunks and this guy, do you see people potentially running a free-to-play or event-exclusive esque team if they keep going down this route with releasing okay units that aren't completely trash? Or do you think it's not really viable?
Yeah, dude. Yes. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I feel like right now I could probably make somewhat of a mediocre event exclusive team, and I could probably just get into the top 10K. I guarantee you guys that I could just make a scuffed event exclusive team, and that's your entry level team right there. The only thing that sucks about that is because I've been playing for so long, right? So obviously, if you give me that team, I already kind of know how the game works. You kind of already have these kits memorized. The thing that's gonna be a real struggle for newer players is if they build the same exact team, but they don't really have the game sense, right? That's what's really going to hold them back the most. But I could definitely see an event exclusive team just easily just breaking into that top 10K area, and then someone being like, oh, well, like, I don't need to, spend my life savings on Dragon Ball Legends in order to get the rewards in PvP. So I think this is actually pretty good. I think we're gearing up to, even in TOP, honestly, we're going to get to a point in TOP where you're going to be able to run an event exclusive team. Hopefully. I think that's honestly.
But we already had that already though.
Yeah, exactly. But they kind of like ran out of steam though, right? Because you're referring to the minions. Yeah. Because it really depends. Because the thing that sucks about the TOP, and I'm not gonna talk about TOP for too long because no one really cares about it. The thing that sucks with that is just the tier system, right? Because the minions could be like god tier for like 5 seasons in a row. But once they start dropping them off from Z tier and stuff like that, and then the units, the battles get like just filled with Sun Family fights, right? Then that's when they're gonna start just completely and utterly like falling off, which does suck, right? But
this guy, dude, I love this guy's Z ability though. Maybe in a couple months, I don't know how long, let's say 4, 5, 6 months, let's say Sagas from the movies starts climbing up the leaderboards again and they start coming back. This guy might be a really good bench for just a Sagas from the movies team, and then even like Fusion Warrior or like you guys said, event exclusive. Like this Z ability, you're picking up 28% strike and blast attack, and then you got the 18% bonus to Saiyan strike defense, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're running a full team of, let's say you're running Sagas from the movies and you have a bunch of Saiyans, that's that's a good Z ability for a team like that. So, and then obviously Fusion Warriors has a lot of Saiyans too. So, he's got a decent Z ability.
Yeah, I think it's actually really good by the free-to-play like standards. I think all of the free-to-play units that have been popping out lately have actually had massive improvements to their Z abilities, because a lot of them are similar to this, right? Like 28% to event exclusive and whatever respective tags, and then an extra like bonus like 18% to another tag, right? I'm pretty sure Trunks has that
definitely
too, right?
a good Z ability.
Something like that. Yep. I like that a lot. But before we move on from this guy right here, I wanted to ask you guys, what are his best equipment options?
I actually have no idea. Actually, I don't even care about him at all. Like I don't know anything about him at all.
He has a ton of
Well,
options.
hold on. I'll tell you. I think 2. I could be wrong here because I'm not a Fusions main and I have not even really used this guy. But just looking at equipments for him, I would guess the Awakened Super Saiyan, the Awakened Sha, would be a good one. I think it's
Is he track based?
Yes.
He's track based.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get 20% strike defense slot 1, 22%. Well, the nice part about the middle slot is you can go strike attack or blast attack, but 22% on the middle slot, and then third slot key recovery and blue card damage. And this guy's already picking up blue card damage on his main ability. And we've already kind of said the blue card sucks, but this is an equipment on almost any Super Saiyans. This is like I throw this equipment on Super Saiyans. So the Awakened Sha, and then possibly the Awakened Ha, the one that's for Sagas from the movies fusions, where you get health, strike attack, and you get a bunch of different stuff.
I think so since he's strike based, I feel like his best equipment is easily Awakened Ha and Awakened Hera, because Hera gives strike defense, special move damage, and strike attack. So I feel that's pretty good. And then Ha gives strike attack and HP, and then you just give him either the movie spear or the fusion spear or even Tin Man if you're rocking on Saiyans and shit. So
yep, I can see that for sure.
I feel like that's definitely his best 3 options there.
Yeah, Awakened Ha is such a good equipment. I use that all the time, bro. I mean, whenever I
only have one at Z. I need to go farm another one, but it's notorious for having a bad first slot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a brutal one to re-roll, but if you get lucky with a good first slot and you can grind it, it's a very good equipment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said before, he has a lot of options right here, and I think these are all very good options. But
wrong one. Awakened Ha is the one with the 2. Well, I guess there's multiple ones called Ha. Dude, these names get so confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, they really.
The one
Awakened Ha is the one where like Goku and Vegeta are like.
Yeah, they're like fusing.
Doing the fusion dance.
It's that yellow. It's like yellow.
Awakened Hera is Super Gogeta from the Broly movie doing his special move, basically.
Okay. I
That
see.
one.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, the only thing that sucks about this is because all the equipments that we were just talking about right now are just the awakened ones, right? And the awakened ones are such a pain in the ass, bro. Like I hate.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
you
need to have
think?
a whole video on 5-9 about the whole equipment thing.
Yeah,
Honestly,
bro.
it's getting to a point where now it's like it's getting to a point where it's getting ridiculous now.
Like, do
honestly.
you guys even go for the Z
Well,
pluses on the awakens? Like,
No, no. Well, yes, because I actually have been trying to Z plus my future items. I have 2 Z plus so far. I just need one last one to get Z plus, so I'll be working on that. Sadly, but I just gotten addicted to trying to get Z plus equipped. Honestly, because my Vegeta clan team is full Z plus. It's just my future next to do, and then
I'm assuming you
Good.
you just get them high enough, like you'll get like the highest Z that you can get, and then you'll like guarantee upgrade from there, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
of course. Or if I can use erasers to if I get a Z plus from those erasers, then that's great. But generally, it's gonna take CC.
Yeah, for sure.
that's
But the awakened is definite because I don't get gold slots for the awakened first because it's fucking impossible. So I'll go on DBZ space and look at the minimum amount I can get to get to Z plus, and then I'll just like do that instead.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I have a lot of
That's
equips where
just
like the first
how it
slot's
is.
green and then the last 2 are red.
yeah, and Z plus.
But
Yeah.
to kind of touch on what Azdik said, so if you're let's say you're like a somewhat newish player and you don't have all these awakened equips and you grinded this Gogeta and you want to throw something on him, ZVG brought up a good equipment with Tin Man. I think any strike unit, if you throw Tin Man, and the requirements for Tin Man is literally Saiyan. So it's a really good equipment to grind, and it gives you that pure strike attack, and especially if you're Zenkai buffing him, the pure strike attack will be extremely nice. So Tin Man's a good option. And then you can also get the unawakened version of Ha, which is still a very good equipment. It's not as good as the awakened one, but the unawakened one, you're still getting health, you're still getting double defense, and you're still getting strike attack. So that's probably a good option. And then, I don't know, maybe like an HP equip or something. It's kind of tough to say, but definitely the Tin Man and then the unawakened Ha would probably be good equipments if you don't have awakened options.
yeah, I would agree with that. I pretty much use that Tin Man one on all of my Saiyans, bro. That's like my
Yeah.
go-to one right there, just because I don't know. I just like that one a lot because it's simple. It might not be the best option at all times, but it's always reliable, right?
No, it's definitely one of the best pure equips in the game, like easily because Saiyans don't have a because generally Saiyans can just go on multiple teams, right? And they won't, and what if they don't have the pures for the team or whatever? You can just put Timon on them, like a team like Mara Purple, right? You just put Timon on all the GV, SV, and the third unit, and you're good to go. Damage skyrockets.
For,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's
For the Gogeta specifically, I think the U failure one probably works better just because Gogeta isn't really blast oriented, so more defenses, same amount of pure strike. And I don't have a lot of the Tin Man farmed up, so I'm always using the U failure one.
Didn't you forget to farm that shit on stream? I'm pretty sure there was a stream where like you didn't even know that he was here.
Oh yeah, I
You
mean
forgot
I
to
farmed
farm
up
it.
a couple of them, but they're okay. Like they're not any red slots or anything, just like some chill gold slots. But yeah, I did pick up a
But
couple.
then again, I feel like Tillman's like easier to roll because on the U failure, you're basically trying to roll
Yeah, that's true.
the strike attack when you can have to get a defense, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Tillman's easier in that regard.
Yeah, you.
But both can work for sure.
Oh yeah,
Man, I'm
definitely.
just glad they finally fixed the U failure equipment. There was like a good period there that equipment was
Yeah.
glitched.
A good 6 months,
What
bro.
was wrong with it?
Yeah.
The third slot, the pure strike attack
yeah,
didn't
didn't
work,
work.
for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh damn! For 6
Only the strike
months.
defense.
Yeah, it was a
bro.
long time.
It was a lot like when Revhan was like in the game. I think it was when we found out and shit.
That's
It's like,
crazy, bro.
yeah.
Nope, and they didn't give us any compensation.
No, bro.
That's
They
messed up.
Didn't
They
even
don't
mention
care,
it
yeah.
until they fixed it, bro. It's the same way how they made Gotenks have a 100% chance to faint, and they gave no compensation. But they just said, okay, it's fixed now. Like, nah, bro, he tortured me for months, bro.
That's
months,
prank,
bro.
bro. It was a
Like,
prank.
That's crazy. Imagine how many people like lost their matches because this equipment wasn't working and they were just rocking it. That's messed
Exactly.
up.
I'm not gonna lie, I used that equipment for a long time before people even started talking about it being glitched. So like when I found out it was glitched, I was pretty upset. But it is what it is.
Damn.
But yeah,
man.
they didn't even say anything until they addressed it in the news.
'Cause
Like
then
it
it's
was like
like-
literally 6 or 7 months later, and they finally brought it up in the news.
Because then it's like, what other equips aren't working? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, it's just like, we never know.
Yeah, that is true. Damn, that's crazy. All right. I think we can move on from this topic right here. Gogeta, I think the final verdict is that, especially once he moves out of the featured boost, he's kind of just because as of right now, I think the final consensus is that everyone knows that Super Vegito Zenkai is better, and this is with this free to play Gogeta getting the boost. So it's going to be even more. That's going to be even more truer, right? Once the Gogeta does leave the boost system and stuff like that. So he's all right for a free to play unit, but I firmly do believe he's a tier 1. Would you guys agree with that or no?
Yeah, I feel
would,
like it's
yeah.
tier 1 too.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that probably sounds right.
Okay. I think we're all in consensus on that then. So we can move on to the next topic, which is Broly. So this
Mid.
so the Broly plat equip, does it save the unit? Swift, I want to know your thoughts on this, man.
Okay, so I actually did grind this equipment. I didn't get it perfectly, but I did grind this equipment to like a decent roll. And I purposely tried it out without like not on Super Saiyans, because obviously, you know, if you throw Broly on Super Saiyans, you're just relying on Bardock buffs. So I purposely threw him and also this equipment, one thing you have to remember is that middle slot, you have to run him with powerful opponent or sagas from the movies. So if you do run him with Bardock, you know, you're losing some of the buffs from the middle slot, but obviously you're picking up the Bardock buff, so you could probably, you know, maybe argue it's worth it. But as for the equipment itself, it's not like a horrible equipment, but when you look at Broly and what he actually needed to be good, I don't think this equipment is really what he needed. I don't think it really saves him per se. I don't think, you know, it's not going to bring him back into the meta. But it does help him. Basically, the first slot, you're just picking up health restoration and double defense, which is, you know, whatever. It's definitely a good first slot. That middle slot, you pick up the pure strike and blast attack per PO or sagas from the movies. So that'll help his damage a little bit. And then that third slot is the one, it's going to be really hard for you to get a good roll on it. You know, you cannot guarantee upgrade that third slot. But if you do get the 50% damage, he picks up 50% damage when he defeats an enemy battle member. So with that third slot, you know, I would say early match, Broly is not really going to be like popping off, but if he is able to kill an enemy battle member, I think you will see a big difference in his damage output after he kills an enemy battle member. But you know, honestly, this equipment, I'm not going to say it doesn't help him at all. It definitely helps him a little bit, but when you look at PvP right now, you're not going to, in my opinion, this equipment's not going to bring Broly back into the meta. Is it going to help him be a little tankier, do a little more damage? Absolutely. But, you know, I think Broly just released so long ago, and these units in the meta right now, just like the droids, even MUI, Kaioken, these units that are just so damn good. You know, I don't think what this equipment offers, I don't think it's going to save Broly, in my opinion. You know, like I said, I threw him on a Sagas from the Movies team. He did okay, you know. I did notice a difference in damage, especially after I defeated an enemy battle member. But I don't think that it's enough to, like, you know, bring him back into the meta per se.
I feel like I'm gonna go on a little tangent. I apologize in advance. I made a tweet about saying that Broly's plat is the worst plat that we've gotten since we started getting these LF unique platinums. I feel like Broly's is easily had the least amount of impact on the meta overall. G4,
Yeah, I'd agree with
became
that.
Great. Full Power Frieza also became great. Who has got one again?
So
So yeah.
Cell,
Yeah,
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Frieza.
Cell really went crazy with his plat. And Broly just, the plat didn't fix any of his issues. Number one, I feel like the second slot is overrated because it can only give a maximum of 20% to the pure strike and blast per PO or Sagas from movies characters. But I feel like Broly already had 18% pure on movies already. There's literally a equipment on movies that gives 6% per battle member. So that's 18% already on movies. So the plat is literally only giving him 2% more damage overall if you run him on movies, right?
Yep.
PO, it will help way more. But on movies, he doesn't feel any different. His damage is still going to be the same unless you kill somebody. And then that's another thing too. Having to kill somebody to get damage is kind of stupid because I don't feel like Broly's offensive capabilities are good enough to warrant that unique ability. He's not going to really kill anybody or like force people to like really swap like that unless you're comboing like MUI or something. Right? So I feel like him getting that on his last shot was really bad. I think his second shot it's also really bad. It's not like Forku, his damage went through the freaking roof with his platinum because he didn't have the access to the pures like that. But Broly already had access to pures similar to what he's getting on his unique equipment. Now the defense and the health is all right, but Broly has no cut. He has no cut at all. So it doesn't matter how much base defense you give him on the equipment. If he doesn't have any damage reduction, he's not gonna take hits well. He still dies insanely fast. Like you can't tell me there's a huge difference between his tanking now and before the plat when he still doesn't have any cut at all. I feel like if his plat gave him 50% health, 35% defense, as well as like 30% innate cut, I feel like that would have helped him a lot more. And he also needed inflicted damage without needing to kill somebody on the platinum. Because now he's just in the same spot where he was without the platinum. He's not the best blue on any team. PO has Rival Frieza. Movie has Ultra Gogeta. So you're not gonna run Broly at all. He doesn't. It's not even like a Trunks or VB situation where like you can run either or and have the same rate of success. Broly is just worse overall than Rival Frieza and Ultra Gogeta on his respective teams. So he just has no place in the meta at all. Like they just wasted. They wasted an LF Platinum in the anniversary. It would have been way better if they just gave GB a plat. Honestly, like Broly getting a plat was dumb as hell because it didn't change anything at all. The meta is still the same. He's gonna see more play obviously because it's a new plat whatever. But once people stop using him for like a day, they're gonna realize that he still sucks. He doesn't change anything. He still feels sort of the same way. Nothing really changed about Broly at all, and he still has that core issue of not getting key. Because Key's his biggest issue, and they didn't even try to fix that with his platinum at all. So they just completely missed the mark on Broly, like overall.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. His defenses are still like really not that good at all. And for that third slot, if you want to pick up the 15% health, I believe you have to get the best roll, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which is it's a pain in the ass to get that roll. I don't even I think I only have the 25%. So and I put like 400 erasers and just a ridiculous amount of resources grinding this for I don't even know why I grinded it. Just because, I don't know, when this Broly came out, he was a monster. I loved this Broly on release. He really was that unit. He was super impressive back in the day. His damage was crazy. But nowadays you're not going to see him. And also, ZVG said he's not going to replace any unit on, he's not going to replace Ultra Gogeta, that's for sure. On movies, you're going to be every day of the week, you're better off running Ultra Gogeta over this Broly. And I was disappointed because the middle slot, I mean, you're limiting him to those teams. And, I think probably one of his best teams, arguably, is Super Saiyans with Bardock. Like, when this Broly gets Bardock buffs, he pops off, dude. Even to this day, in my opinion, if you're running Super Saiyans, and you swap out a Bardock and you go into Broly with the Bardock buffs, dude, that damage can be pretty crazy. And not only the damage, but he's oppressive because every time the enemy swaps out, he's recovering his Vanish gauge, he picks up damage. I just think Super Saiyans probably would be one of his better teams right now if you were going to run him. And that middle slot kind of limits him to PO or sagas from the movies, where, like ZVG said, you're better off running Ultra Gogeta or even Revival Frieza and PO. So I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think the equipment saves him. Not at all. Does it help him? Sure. But could it have been better? Absolutely.
But all right, so like it helps him, but does it really help him though? Like, because I feel like he's still the same. Honestly, like if you took this Broly and put him like if you compare Broly before the plat and after the plat, it's like he's almost the same. He still can't tank. His damage still feels the same. The only time he actually feels like, damn, he got a platinum is when you kill somebody. And then at that point, you're also gonna rely on Rising Rush to kill somebody at that point because he's not gonna get kills like early to mid game at all. I just don't see it. His offense isn't that crazy to really warrant that at all. in my opinion.
I'm
I
gonna
think
be
it's
the
completely missed the mark.
advocate. I agree with everything y'all are saying, and I don't think Broly's good, but I mean, you guys have mentioned all the negatives already, so I could kind of be that guy to give you some good things, right? The middle slot, you could still run the other pure, right? You know, he has another access to another movies pure, so just double. I mean, majority of times you're gonna run him on movies. I think movies is probably his best team, and on a movie setup, you could just double Zenkai buff him or whatever the case, and then the double pure is actually gonna bust down pretty nicely. So that's almost 40% on the pure if you're using this, and then the maxed out 6%, so per battle member pure. So he's getting almost 40%. The last slide, I do think that they should have given him general damage instead of the per or after he kills an enemy, right? That 50% gaining so late in the game that it's kind of weird that the startup for him is really weird. But I have seen him do really good damage. I'm not a fan of the way you play Broly, so I can't really say that he's consistent. So that's his main issue. He's very inconsistent, but his damage is there. His damage has always been there, right? Broly players play like maniacs. So like the way you play Broly is you just keep him on the field no matter what. His problem is for sure the tanking is still an issue. The cut's still an issue. The key is still an issue. But if you're keeping Broly on the field, you want to focus all your damage on Broly. He can do Nuke's amount of damage, right? Nuke's amount of damage, depending on how many buffs you're getting, your opponent's switching, doing cards, you doing cards, everything that's going on. He's getting stupid buffs, right? And on top of that, like I said, you still got access to that second pure. You definitely want to kill someone with Broly, but I do think they should have given him general damage inflicted. I think they missed out on that. A little bit scared with, this character in specific. I'm not sure why they were scared to give him stuff, but like I don't know if it's like the Super Saiyans thing, right? But
I feel like that's why they limited that middle slot, was just because they know, if, like, let's say that middle slot was just like, let's say that middle slot was just either general damage or like some type, like where it wasn't restricted to PO or sagas. I think that's what they were worried about, was like, okay, if we give this dude this insanely busted equipment, this equipment is not busted, but I'm saying if they did make it busted, let's say they dropped the busted equipment for Broly, then he would be insane next to Bardock on Super Saiyan. So I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons why
yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why.
I kind of disagree, because it's like, okay, if you look at Super Saiyans, right, it's always going to be Bardock and then one other blue unit. You know what I'm saying? Then SV, because you dead ass need to have blue purple. If you're on mono blue in this meta, you're just asking to get clapped like relentlessly. So
Ultra Gogeta goes type neutral and he locks. You could do triple blues.
And then you got Death Buff Goku too. Whenever I run Super Saiyans, I whip out that Death Buff Goku and I actually enjoy it.
And you just like lose, like, because 18 is just gonna wreck shit. Like, she's gonna be unstoppable. Like, do you really want to have every match just be a crutch?
For this meta, I agree.
So it's like, even if they gave Broly, like, even if they like didn't restrict the platinum, I don't think he'd be a better partner with Bardock than Ultra Gogeta in any way. You just have to run mono blue at that point, which is like just giving away free RP to any like competent player in the game who knows how the game works.
They should have just given him a better plat.
Yeah,
obviously, right? They should have just given him more. Like the last slot should have been general, in my opinion. If he's starting out with that 50%, I think that's solid.
Yeah,
starting out with the general damage inflicted. You know how every really good plat has inflicted damage just innately.
He doesn't. Exactly. Like, it's just because then if he had that, then it could be like, he's a great second option if you don't have Ultra Gogeta or whatever, right? But like, it's just like, he's just there.
Who would you say is a better second option over him?
Well, there is no. Well, he's
I
always
still think
been.
He's probably one of like a second or third option on movies and on PL. I mean, you got Revival Frieza. I'm not thinking of anybody else.
So all this plat damage just make him usable.
Wait, hasn't he been like the only like blue Super Saiyan? Like, like since he came out, he's always been like the second best blue Super Saiyan, right? Because when Ultra Gogeta dropped, he took over from Broly, and then Broly, they haven't dropped any other blue Super Saiyan in that time frame. So it's like he's always been in that same position.
We got the new Vegeta Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Before he transforms. Yeah, so all in all,
To be honest, I just think that third slot's like a bad design. Because if
I
you're
think
if
so
you're
too.
relying on like you're picking up a lot of your damage when you kill an enemy unit, that's just a bad design because most of the time by then you're taking a chance of you're waiting too long to get your damage buffs, and maybe who knows, maybe by then you take a rush, you lose a unit. PvP can go a lot of different ways, and if you're constantly waiting on Broly to kill an enemy unit to pick up that damage, in my mind, that third slot is almost pointless because, like I said, you have to wait to kill somebody. So until you kill somebody, you're not getting anything from the third slot. So
Besides health.
it's just bad
Yeah.
design in my opinion.
I agree. And then there was a moment where I was, I took the time to try him out for, a day or two or whatever. And there was this, I think this one play where I was just, I built up so many buffs with him. He was doing good damage. And then right when I was about to pop, like I popped my rush to kill a unit, Gogeta canceled my buffs. So the rush didn't even kill.
Oh,
And then I
shit.
got schooled after. So there's
Damn.
situations like that. All his buffs are cancelable. So, you could be stacking with them or whatever. And then Gogeta pops a green card. And
Or like VB now, because VB's also kind of like in the meta too, so he just pops like, hold on, doesn't VB move buffs on his green card, or am I tripping? Am I tripping?
yeah, he does.
He does?
he does.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so he just popped the green and then Bo's just like fucking useless. Oh, good.
There's a lot. The one thing you also could argue is that there's a lot of reds. So like, specifically, Droids, MUI, you're seeing those units every other match. So blues just have a bit more value.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing I saw, I don't know if it was one of you guys in here, but someone tweeted out, oh man, this new plat is great. Instead of Broly dying in 2 cards, he dies in 3. I thought that tweet was like really, really funny. But yeah, I saw him in a couple matches. Like he's definitely gonna be a little more prevalent now. People just trying out the plat. I don't think he's like crazy, but in the right hands, he definitely can pop off. But
Alright, hold
I mean,
on.
you guys
What do
basically
you
covered
what
all
do you
of it.
define as the right hand? Like, what's the right hand? Like
Crazy
that's-
player.
A crazy,
Maniac,
yeah. You have to
someone
be.
that's just clicking cards. Clicking cards. That's it.
You have to be
Unexpected plays, bro.
Yeah, you have to be super
'Cause in
skilled,
my-
or your opponent has to have like 0 IQ. One of those two.
Because in my opinion, I feel like the right hand would be like anybody in here. And if we're all saying he sucks, then the right hand is not suitable.
He's
Because
just
like,
not
all of us are
consistent.
like
You know
top
what I mean?
players, so
I-
it's like if
You're making me
we're
blush,
saying he
bro.
sucks, then he gotta suck, bro. Like it's not like we can just like make him. Well, obviously, because then in ranked, it's like a lot of people don't know how to build units. Like even before the podcast started, even Virgil was saying that VB's ult hasn't killed his MUI at times, and the only way that happens is if the player just doesn't build the unit correctly. There's a lot of guys in rank that just don't know how to build units, right? So that's also a factor. But I
True.
feel like overall, Bodhi's just like not that great. But yeah, so we gotta wait
That's
2
fair.
months for the next plat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it's sad, man. Because for people that like really like this unit, like were they gonna wait for the Zenkai that's
Yeah,
coming like who knows
mean,
when?
I
Like
wanted
that's-
him
got
to
to.
be good, bro. Broly's cool. So I wanted him to be. I farmed the hell out of the plat, bro. Like I maxed out all the slots.
Bro,
right
I
before
woke
did the
up.
showcase, so.
Because I was gonna farm the plat for my PO team, but I woke up, watched Varbar showcase video. I was like, yeah, he's not worth shit. He's not getting my
That's
shit.
crazy.
He's not getting my shit, bro.
Because
He's not
of-
getting my shit. And
yeah.
then also, because I also watched Virgil's stream too afterwards, I was like, yeah, this guy is not.
Nah,
Dude,
bro,
if I
it's-
have to hear Virgil say, "Broly, you're damaged, Broly, what is it?" It's like, yeah, it's over.
Nah, bro. It's crazy that you even brought up Vada's showcase because this man is pushing this propaganda that this man is crazy, that he's unstoppable, that he's this.
Well, I'm shutting it down, bro. I even told Virgil because when I made that tweet, Virgil at VAR, and I was like, yeah, VAR, you ain't gonna cope, bro. I'm not gonna allow you to cope, bro. He sucks ass. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, bro. He just sucks ass, bro. Yeah,
That's
suck
why
in this
I
scope.
gave that little piece for him though, because I do think he's not good for this meta. Like he doesn't compete well with a lot of what's going on right now. I do think though, I'm gonna do both ends. I do think that he can still do work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think he could do he could do something. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
times where I'm just trying to play. I'm going up against a Broly player, and he's just clicking cards, and he's just catching me every time. And at that point, if you're playing like a maniac, that's how you always had to play Broly. And then with how he works now, I mean we're talking about the plat specifically. The plat sucks. Does Broly suck with the plat? He's usable.
So he sucks.
I'm just coping a little bit. I'm listening to myself right now.
Yeah.
Not,
He's okay.
I would say that. I would
do
say
agree.
usable.
He is usable for sure. Like you can easily, because like at the end of the day, like we're saying he sucks, but like for top 10K
For a top
5K,
100,
easy.
top 100, he sucks.
Yeah, he's not like at that rank. Yeah, you are not going to see Broly in high, guaranteed. But if you're like a top 10K Andy and shit, then because then you're gonna show anything there, bro. Like honest.
Yeah.
In top 10K and shit. Like
Without matchmaking I mean, we're all matching top 10K right now. So
Facts.
You know what I would do to fix
bro, I
this?
found a guy today, right? This dude had a Saiyan team and had the androids on the bench, not in the leader slot, bro. And he brought them into the match. My chunk just
That's
fucking
crazy.
one strike this shit.
That's
Like,
crazy.
People dead ass don't know how to team build.
What
and
was
how
the
to
RP
make
on him?
units.
Do
He
you remember?
was literally 15,900.
he's trolling, bro.
Yeah, he had to have been
No,
trolling.
but like
There's no
it's
way.
obviously the issue with I feel like in the double RP season now, I feel like a lot of players are gonna get fucking humbled because these players shouldn't be matching up against us. But when they do, they're gonna get fucking smoked. So that's gonna humble them and be like, damn man, maybe I need to build an actual team and actually like play the game, but it's not the same. But like it's obvious that this guy was a BR40 player and he's just like in BR70 because of the double RP.
Yeah. I think what I would do to change this equip to like make it more usable and runnable is honestly I would just get rid of this first slot right here. Not the health restoration, but the strike defense, blast defense. Just get that out of there. I would probably just give them permanent damage cut. Like a good amount of damage cut if they wanted to actually like fix like his defenses, right? Because that's the biggest. He doesn't have no cut, like 0 cut, except for a cover change, and even then you can just cancel that, right? It's not uncancelable or anything like that.
You have the green card. The green card has.
Oh, the green card actually gives him sustained damage cut? I didn't even
I
realize
believe
that.
so. Let me check.
That's crazy. I probably would
I think the thing with the
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing with the plats, right, is that normally they cover the issues of the unit, and just like what Broly, a lot of you guys were saying, the biggest issues are the key and the defense. So the fact that like that's not really helping out there, then it's kind of like, damn, they kind of dropped the ball with the plat.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
have
feel
bad
like- I
stats
feel
though.
like
He just needs like cut.
I feel like with what Azik said, like how I would fix up that is okay. That first slot, like just fuck the health restoration, bro. Like just screw that shit, or keep it there. But as I said, like put 30% permanent cut right there uncancelable.
Yeah.
Second slot, you give him that pure, but you give him 25 to 30% damage inflicted along
General
with the pure,
damage, yeah.
and then you take off the per other shit right here and make it be like, nah, just
per.
let Broly himself count with it. So he gets
Just do a per.
30% along with
I
that
agree.
damage, and then the last slot, you give him the HP and you give him that right there. I feel like if he had those two first slots changed to what I just said, then he would then the third slot would be alright. But on the third slot, give him like 20 or 30 key if the enemy swap. So at least with his card draw speed, he can just continue training cards, right? Because the issue with Broly is that he wants to be Zenkai 18, but he can't because he doesn't get the key when the enemy swaps. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they gave him key when the enemy swaps, then he'd be in a way better spot, honestly. Like if they just gave him all that, he would easily be a low to mid S tier Zenk unit. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to fix him, but I feel like they're just fucking
They
missed it
held back
completely.
way
They
too much.
too
They held back
too
way
much.
too much.
And the thing with 18 too, that it's the way because DVG brought it up, is that not only did she get key when your enemy swapped out, get the card draw speed, but on her green card, because she would get so many green cards, she would reduce the cost of the card. I would probably put that in here too.
Yeah.
Just make him like that would help him so much. If he got key and reduced the cost of the card, like this third slot would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. And they just got rid of the fact that he only gets a damage inflicted on a kill. He should just get it outright.
Yeah.
It would have been so
yeah,
good.
So if they replaced this whole damage shit when you kill and just gave him like 30 key and then reduce cost and shit along with the health, it'd be way better. Honestly, like it's like, yo, Toshi, hire me, bro. Hire me, bro. I can fix these units, bro. Hire me, bro. I can fix these units, bro.
You gotta fix Toshi, bro. Gotta fix the game.
Oh yeah, my god, dude!
I want to get hard. I want to do the Legends Weekend post, bro. I was trying to be the advocate for that. Damn.
Yeah, dude. There's just I don't know. Well, like I think the final say on Broly for all of us is that yeah, he's usable, but he needed way more from this platinum equip that he did not get. I think it was just a little bit
Yeah.
of a
Pretty
flop.
much, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate too, because it's crazy too, because this is a very polarizing character. Not only just for Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Legends, but for Dragon Ball just in general. This is going to be a character that's going to be popular with so much of your audience, and so much of your audience is going to want to use this character. Because I see this guy a lot. Like, I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. Like, I think I'm ranked like in the top 2,000 right now, and I see this guy everywhere since this plat dropped. And I don't know how long that's going to be, because I know the hype is still, I mean, it's still relevant. The platinum equip is still relevant, but a lot of people want to bust out their Broly. A lot of people want to use their Broly because he's Broly, because they like the character, they think he's cool, all that good stuff. And then, you know, it's crazy that they just dropped the ball on this, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
When they first announced the equipment, I wanted to see, or I wanted to feel that same feeling of, you know, when Broly first came out, he was just so oppressive, and he was just a monster, dude. When he first dropped, and I didn't even get him right away. I think I got him like a month or two late, and even then, like I went into PvP with like a 3 or 4 star Broly, and he would still just dominate. And I wanted to feel that same feeling,
Mhm.
and to be honest, I did not. You know, I did try him on a movies team. He did okay, but it wasn't like that same feeling of, you know, back when he first came out. So I wasn't, you know, I wasn't really super impressed. I wasn't like necessarily like completely disappointed either. He did okay, but I didn't get that feeling that I wanted to get from the equipment.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt the same way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, yeah, same here, honestly.
Yeah, so I think that's all we got to say on Broly right there, dude. It's definitely a shame. But speaking of Broly, when you think about Broly, a lot of, especially for the super fans, you think about Gogeta, right? And so we did get the Ultra Gogeta banner rerun. Is it worth diving into? Is it worth spending CC this close to part 2? Virgil, what do you think?
Doesn't matter what I say, because everyone's gonna spend on it anyways. If I say no, people are saying yes. But realistically, I mean, he's valuable. Like, he's one of the best units, if not the best, you know, top 3 unit in the game. Right now, his value in PvP is really freaking high.
Ridiculous.
So, like, the people that don't have him, like, that's why it's like, it's hard for me to say no when he's like the best character in the game. Like, one of, you know, I could say he's the best character being top 3, right? He's one of he's the best character in the game. So this value overall, banner wise though, this is the second time he's been, you know, re-released. So I do see him just coming back again. Even for like just the rates and the overall value on this banner, you see all these units everywhere. They go Gogeta 4, Zamasu, Blue, UI, like these the banner value is not all that there. I do like that they added dailies on the banner, which is cool, right? Everyone has a shot to get really lucky, but Ultra Gogeta himself, you know, you can kind of determine. I would normally, you know, I'm still gonna say that it's not worth it, you know, save for part 2. I know this banner's gonna go away before part 2, but there's a good chance that the value is really gonna be there, considering how bad they effed up part 1, right? You know, double unit banner. It's a regular LF banner with, you know, Vegeta being absolute dog, and then, you know, the whole celebration kind of being mid. They need to step it up with these part 2 banner units. They're going to drop some decent value. This is me continuing to be optimistic when the developers have not given us any reason to remain optimistic, because they're kind of duking on us, bro, with everything that they're doing. But I would just save, because even if they do drop dog again, Ultra Gogeta is going to come back. Ultra Gogeta is going to come back again and again. We've seen this banner before. At some point, there's going to be an even better value where you'll probably be able to pick up Ultra Gogeta on some better units, right? This is just, you know, a grab. Like, this is a bait banner. This is the definition of a bait banner. This is bait. You guys are getting baited. Everyone that's summoning on this, you're getting baited.
You know.
However,
you know
if you're getting copies of him, you know, that's good. I remember going 120k deep and not 14 star in this Gogeta. So Good luck on your pulls.
120.
I hope. Yeah, I pulled 3 copies. And I'm gonna take it easy on ultra banners. If I get 2-3 copies, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not trying 14 star no ultra again.
Yikes.
But it's a 50-50. If you guys have CC to spare, and this is a unit, it's one of the best units in the game. It's arguable that if you want to summon right now to go up in rank, a couple of days ago, about less than a week ago, I summoned 10,000 for Whis, for 1 copy of Whis. So like you take that how you want it. I invested to kind of get that glue for my team. Given Whis is not, Whis is really good. He fits on the best team in the game, one of the best teams in the game.
That Whis is amazing.
And then I pulled him on a daily last night. So
nice.
So I feel great, dude. A 10K that could have gone to that part 2, bro. It's gone, dude. But yeah, it's a 50-50. Depends on how much CC you guys have been saving. Obviously, you probably don't have much for free to play, and you've been spending on MUI, which is understandable. It's MUI, right? Some of you guys are still spending on MUI, even though they cut the value in half. I don't know why you guys would still be spending.
Yeah, no value in the first place.
MUI has
Oof.
value. I mean, that it's hard to say that it has no value because the main unit, you know what I mean? Like he has value.
I'm
and like he's a top tier unit, top 5 unit in the game. He has value. The banner sucks for sure, but this isn't anything new. You know what I mean? This is no like the Androids banner is like I think the only good banner that I could really remember within these past couple of months. Every other banner has been the exact same way. So like you can say the banner value is bad, but it's been like that. Always. It has been like that. Unless it's a celebration banner or like an anniversary banner. And then look at this. It's a regular LF banner. So, it's not any better, but it's not any worse. So the fact that they did cut the Z power in half kind of sucks. And I wouldn't be summoning on it anymore. If you're going to, miss your opportunity to summon for MUI, don't summon. Do not summon. 600Z, you get 1 copy of him. You're none. You're done. You're not doing anything. He's gonna get 1 carded, 2 carded, without boost, 1 copy. You're not gaining anything from the raid. Just save your crystals. All your crystals for part 2. Everything you guys have, save it for part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I 100% agree with that. Like wholeheartedly agree with that because honestly, I have a feeling in the future when these ultra banners stop selling. And you guys make that happen, right? You guys are the ones purchasing your crystals. You guys are the ones going into these banners. Once you guys stop summoning on these and they see that you guys are not summoning on these, they're going to want to entice you more. So maybe the next ultra banner has both of the ultras, right? Maybe not the next one, but the one after that one, right? Maybe it'll have both Ultra Gogeta and Ultra Kaioken. That is something I can justify spending on, right? That's something that I could see someone being like, yo, this has both of the ultras. I don't have either of the ultras. I could definitely see someone going in on something like that because the longer these banners, the longer that because this is literally just a rehash. This is a rerun, right? Like this is like bar for bar, word for word, the same banner that he initially came out on, right? Or no? Am I wrong in that? Yeah, so they didn't make no changes. So 0 changes, still the same drop rates. He's still like at a 0.35%. Maybe the next ultra banner they drop with him in it's going to have a higher drop rate for him. What if it's at 0.5% with a regular LF drop rate and stuff like that, right? I honestly, because I feel like a lot of people are in that position where if they don't pull the unit on the same banner, on the initial release banner, like the end of the world for them, right? They're like, oh, I'm never getting this unit then. Right. Or it makes them want to just go even harder on that banner. Like they'll find more ways to get their CC so they can just keep going in. But there's other chances. Right? I think that's important to say that there's other chances. And like how Virgil said, like this is something that's already in the game that it's going to come back. You don't know, he probably will come back. Maybe not soon, maybe not right away, but he definitely will come back when you get like a new unit. It's like, for example, when this part 2 drops, we don't know the next time that they're going to come back. It could be like 4 to 6 months, right? Until like this part 2 unit comes back. And so I would probably just, I would definitely save. Like I would just definitely save. Just wait for part 2, see what it is. There's going to be some people that are going to be disappointed. Like, I mean, there's no way to really tiptoe around that. Some people are going to see the new units drop and they're going to be like, I don't like this. I don't want this unit. I don't want this is not even a team that I buff, and you might miss out on this. Yeah, that's something that you have to really make a decision with. Is this Gogeta the glue to your team? Like, that's really what it boils down to. But once again, like, you have to keep in mind these drop rates are so like abysmal, and then if you're going in for Gogeta, you don't have him at all, you're probably going in for 2 copies, not just 1, right? Because 1 copy will get you at 4 stars, which is 5 stars.
5.
Okay, which is it's all right, but then you're gonna always see that 5 stars and be like, but at 6 stars I'll get the Z ability, right? I'll get the Z ability upgrade, and so it's always you kind of just find yourself in the position, and this is the exact position they want you to find yourself in. At the same time, right? They want you to be in this position where, like, oh, well, if I get 1 more copy, I'll get a red star territory, I'll get the 6-star Z ability. And so they kind of just start like baiting you out like that in a way. I would just ignore this banner right here, especially because what if, even if you don't get Gogeta and you get quote unquote lucky, say you get 2 LFs right here. I don't care about any of these LFs, bro. I'm going to be straight up. If I get 2 LFs, no Gogeta, I'm going to be pissed. Right? I don't care if I get 2 Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, I'm going to be pissed. This man's on his way out. Like, as much as you guys don't want to hear it, you guys don't want me to say it, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's on his way out. Like, he's still good, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to still continue to be good. But because of him needing that plat equip so early, that also means that he's going to leave just as early in terms of meta. So that's just how things are going to go down.
Asdi.
What?
Asdi.
What?
Have you ever heard that one song from Katy Perry? Katy Perry, where she was like, I kissed the girl and I liked it.
Yeah.
You ever heard that song? Well, I summoned on this banner and I liked it, Asdi. You want to know why?
Who did you get?Id you get Ultra Gogeta?
I did, Asdi.
How many copies?
So now I have him at red 5.
Yeah.
I got him at red 5. So I'm tempted. I'm tempted to do the extra summon. I really am tempted.
Do it.
Oh
Do
my
it.
God.
Do it.
No.
Iron. You've seen how the anniversary
worth
is so
it.
far. Do you
It's
really
not worth
trust
it.
these devs to make the part 2 banner good? No. Summon Ultra Gogeta. Get that.
Nah, bro,
14 stars. Get that juice, bro. Get that juice.
Bro, I got
ZVG,
lucky, bro.
You're a really
Dude,
an
ZVG
anti-
is literally like the devil on his shoulder.
Dude, you I don't know how you guys trust these devs to do anything correctly. But Iron, someone on the banner that you're gonna Iron, think about it, bro. Damn, I just 14 starred. Quite possibly the second best unit in the game, or even number 1. Like, he's so like you can't tell me that isn't enticing, bro. Iron, do it, bro. Don't it's a
I
very
mean, he's already.
Bro,
at
you're like
red
the devil on
5,
my
Iron
soul.
Man,
Iron,
bro.
Iron,
He's
that
already
juicy
good
Z
stars,
Iron.
though.
Listen to me,
That's the
man. That juicy Z
Don't
ability,
do
bro.
it, bro.
That juicy Z ability, bro. Don't say as he can fucking Virgil, bro. 14 star that man.
It's tough. I also want to tell another funny story. When I was summoning, I saw on the news that they had a new summon animation. I'm like, you know what? Let me summon on this guy's banner, just like, for shits and giggles. Maybe I'll get a new copy. I did get a new copy, and I skipped it. And I think I would have got the new animation, bro. I think I would have got it, but it wasn't. Obviously, it's nothing special. It's just like, what is it? It goes from an extreme to an ultra or something like that. It's a fake out. I was expecting something like a Broly level animation, and when I didn't see that, I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm just
Bro, these
skip
guys are
this.
liars, man. Oh, new summon animation. Oh my god. But it's just like literally fucking nothing.
It's almost not even it's
like
like not
Legends
even an
of Goku,
animation. It's
yeah.
just like a cutscene.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
blinking,
saying?
it's over.
When I found that out, bro, I was like, wow. 'Cause people were hyping it up on
Yeah.
my stream, like, have you seen the animation? Have you seen it? And when I saw it, bro, I was like, that's crazy.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, bro, I saw it. Yeah.
That's- It's crazy too, because when that dropped, I think that night I actually put into YouTube like new Dragon Ball Legends, like, cause you yeah,
Same, bro.
I wanted to see it, bro.
I was hyped. I'm like,
wanted
yo,
to
where is
see
it? Where is it, bro?
And it was just some rink-a-dink little. I was like, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Yeah, the ball's purple, now it's blue. Like, whoa. That's crazy.
It's so lame, bro. I can't believe they really did us like that. And for them, because I feel like they did that like so last minute, bro. Because so many people were upset that there was no new animation that they're like, oh, we got to do something. We got to pull something out the gates. And they dropped that, and they're like, all right, that's a banger. Roll it out, make it live, and then, I feel like they do that with.
I mean, not to get off topic. Not to get off topic, but I mean, wasn't the last time we got like some new crazy animation was like the 2nd anniversary? Or
Yep.
am I
Yep, second
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah.
It takes 2 years,
So,
2+
like-
years.
I
Yeah.
think it'd be
so I-
sooner, but
Well,
compared
and
to
you'd
like
think-
gacha games and stuff, like there's not a lot of games that pump out animations like that. They actually stuck with like their base. They don't actually add new animations. So the fact that we've gotten it, new animations before, I do think that they should roll out. The amount of money that they make, like the Dragon Ball franchise, is still pretty huge. So
Well, I was gonna say, if there's one area for them to really like capitalize off of, you'd think like a summon animation would be something that they would want to, constantly update, because that's making people want to summon and spend money. You know what I
that's
mean?
very
Like,
true. Yeah.
like that's one area you'd think that they'd be capitalizing on, but it is what it
Bro,
is.
Do you guys
You
ever
know
think they'll
it's-
change up? Oh, my fault. You guys, ABG.
No, you go ahead. What I was gonna say is more like a joke type thing. Go ahead.
I was just saying, do you guys ever think they'll change up the fight where it's like instead of Goku and Frieza, maybe they have like Gohan and Cell, or you think it's always going to be
Oh,
like
wish-
Goku?
shit,
and
I
I
Frieza?
would
wish that they
love
actually-
that.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
would love that, bro.
I wish they did that, bro. Honestly, I wish they did that. Like,
did
I
it.
wish you had like when you go into it, like you know where you're gonna get Gohan versus Cell, Kid Buu versus Goku, or Goku versus Frieza. Like you know where you're gonna get, bro. I feel like that would have been
Dude,
hella fucking dope. Because basically, the animations in the game right now, like none of them actually like mean anything. Like we all know when Sparkins coming, we get Tao, Vegeta coming. Like we need some like other type of like animations. Like actually, like we can guarantee some shit. Like even Broly doesn't guarantee the new LF, which I feel like kind of like just sucks. But because like, oh my god, bro, animation, BS. Like nobody. Wants that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to like differentiate the animations to some degree. So I feel like that'd be a cool way to go about it.
dude, Kid Goku versus Demon
I
King
agree with that.
Piccolo on the summon animation.
That'd be
Nostalgic,
hype.
bro. That'd be sick.
yeah. I mean, I think the only animation most
Toshi,
people
hire us, bro. Hire us, man.
for real, bro. Write these down. But yeah, no, I feel like the only animations people pop off for are like the Trunks and the Bardock
Bardock.
ones, right? Because that guarantees the new unit, or
Which are
potentially
fucking
maybe.
rare as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I pulled one of them.
Yeah, they're just
Ezzy,
yeah.
I was gonna say that speaking of the VAR propaganda, he just fucking uploaded that video 3 hours ago.
What is the title?
With
Tell me
Broly, 14-star. Oh, let me see. 14-star Broly with double platinum cubes is a beast and is unstoppable.
I told you.
Dragon-
I told you. Unstoppable.
Dragon Ball Legends, bro. Oh, nah.
Unstoppable, bro. This is becoming the divided slander podcast. Right? Just because it's low.
Oh no,
Oh
that's
my
funny. Bro. That's funny.
God, there's. I respect it though. I respect his love for Broly, but it can't save this unit. His love
Not gonna lie,
cannot save
when that elephant and flash drops, bro, that's gonna be like the best unit in the game's history type titles, bro. Like guaranteed, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna be gassing him, bro. I'm gonna be gassing him.
That's how I'm gonna be when the next Goten drops, dude. It's gonna be a hero Goten, probably. Something. All right, so
Just wait for Clapku Zenkai, boys.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I think all the Swift fans are waiting for that one.
Dude,
Not
Yes,
lie.
sir.
he's literally gonna be the tankiest unit in the game if he gets a Zenkai.
You still using Clapku at all or not?
Occasionally, not nearly as much as I used to. I haven't used him in probably a couple weeks at least.
That couple weeks? That's
Probably
that's-
longer than that.
Okay.
Probably longer than that, honestly.
Alright. I was about to say that's not a long period of time to be just busting out the Clapku casually like that, but I respect it. I remember that was like almost your brand in a way, because I remember you backed that man's when no one else would. Literally no
Well,
one.
before
Yeah.
we got to remember before Super Saiyan or before before Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got his equipment, Clapku was a very nice commodity to have on God Key, just to have a tanky revival unit, and then you have like the nonstop healing with Vados and stuff like that. But as soon as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got that equipment, it was game over.
Yeah.
Bro, Swift talking about the old Gaki setup, bro, just fucking gave me a headache, dude, honestly. Like,
I remember you were rocking it too,
just
CVG.
think-
thought
yeah,
you
I
were
was
gonna-
rocking it, but then but I used to always complain because the issue with that team was that Clapku did fucking no damage.
Yeah,
Like,
he does
just
0
did
damage.
No, and then Vados also did no damage. So you literally had to rely on either GB, CMZ, or Evo. as a main damage dealer. And if that person died, it's over. If Vados dies, it's over because then Kaku can't heal. He doesn't get the damage support or whatever. So it's like there's nothing there. So that was it. Well, it was like okay team, but the core issue of it was that if somebody died, it was just like GG's at that point because then it'd be like too difficult to really come back.
Yeah, I agree. You had to play your rotations properly and always make sure you're available to swap into Clapku if the enemy rushes and stuff like that. It wasn't an easy team to play, but it was a fun team to play for sure. Back in the day, it was almost like a mini regen team with all the healing with Vados. So it was like kind of like regen, similar.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially if you. Oh my god, we're kind of derailing here a little bit, but yeah, that team, the team does bring back some memories, all that good stuff, dude. I still remember your summoning arc for that Clapku, like how you just pulled them off the daily. Yeah, dude, ended up pulling them off the daily.
Dude, yeah, that was miserable.
But I think the last topic that we're going to be talking about, and this actually might bleed into the questions and stuff like that too, because this is probably the biggest topic here. We're going to be discussing, we're going to be complaining, crying, expressing our disappointment so part two of the 4th anniversary for Dragon Ball Legends is it's redeemable. ZBG. Devious
Why is this like the perfect topic for you, bro?
Oh my god, dude, the fact that as he said redeemable is fucking hilarious, bro. No, it's not actually. It is not redeemable.
Really?
I said this me and Reggie have been going back and forth consistently on this, so he knows how I feel about this shit. But
I've lost hope.
It is not.
I've lost hope. After the tweet, I've lost hope, bro. If they don't drop no superhero units, I'm done. I can't.
All right, I honest to God feel like there is no redeeming it. I feel like they dead ass dug themselves in a hole. We all knew coming into that the anniversary would have 2 parts, but the biggest thing is that part 1 is the most important part for the anniversary. That part sets the tone for the second part, or potentially even the third part, right? So in the first half of the anniversary, we've had pay to win raid, full power battle, dog shit extreme battles with dog shit tickets, free to play units, which nobody gives. Like, let's be real, nobody cares about any of the free play units, bro. Like, they're good, they're decent, but nobody really gives a shit, right? We had co-op, which is surprisingly their main game mode for the anniversary. Somehow, I don't know why they just have this obsession with fucking co-op. Like, you put the anniversary medal and the whole shit in co-op, which I'm pretty sure that a lot of persons are playing. So it's kind of like they're driving that to be the main focus, which is kind of like stupid, like doesn't make any sense at all. And then 2, you put all the freaking CC in that freaking mode because you need the anniversary medals to get the CC that's in the mode, and you barely put CC elsewhere, which is just mind-boggling to me. TOP is still the same, no improvements there. We had no new events, no new anything coming to the game. Full power battle sucks. The raid is just pay to win. Everything just freaking sucks about the anniversary. Then the anniversary banner, which is like, okay, hidden PvE, okay, alright. But the freaking banner should be the best banner in the game. Why is it that we have an anniversary banner? And yet I can say this with my chest, that every banner that came out before it had better filler in it. Every single banner that came out before the anniversary banner had better filler in it. Not essentially the main unit, because obviously MUI is top 3 and Bardock and Drain and shit just can't compare to him at all. But the banners beforehand had better filler than what we're getting in the MUI banner. You can't build a good team from the MUI banner, bro. You just can't build a good team. The Androids banner, I made this tweet also on Twitter. The Androids banner was dead ass the anniversary banner. Like, veterans in the game. Cell, who's top 5. Future Gohan, who's still very good. Rose, who's a good bench. CMZ, good bench. You could literally build an entire team, a top 3 team in the game, off one banner, and you just simply can't do that with MUI's banner, which makes no sense. It's anniversary. New players are coming into the game. Why is it that the banner that came out before the anniversary banner is the banner that new players should have summoned on? That makes no sense whatsoever. So part 1 is shit. We all know that. Like, nobody's saying part 1 is good anymore. And then 2, with the hint that they're giving for part 2, it's quite obvious that the movie is not coming out. It's just not coming out. The movie units are not coming out for the anniversary, which means that they're likely going to come out during the festival, because if the movie drops in August, I don't see them dropping them in August. I feel like they would wait for the festival, which makes perfect sense. So the movie is not going to be a part of the anniversary. So there is no more excuse. There's no more, the movie delayed, this and that. No. The anniversary sucked because they are just incompetent. The movie being delayed doesn't mean that the raid has to be paid. It doesn't mean that the anniversary banner has to be shit. Like, they could have done so many things better with the game for the part anniversary to make the anniversary good, but they just chose not to do so. And then they just fell back on the movie delay. No, the movie delay had nothing to do with the anniversary being shit. The anniversary being shit is solely because the devs are incompetent and they want money. That's all there is to it. The game is just not in a great state right now, especially now with how PvP is. PvP sucks right now because the queue is so messed up with double RP. It's not even worth grinding in this game right now. 2 RP for every win, 100 for every loss, and that's just how it is. The game is just not in a great state, and there is just no saving it. No unit coming out on Wednesday is gonna save the anniversary. If they want to save the anniversary, what they need to do is the next raid, you make it not pay to win. Full power battle, you make it way easier for people who don't pull the units to finish it. And then you give out more events and more CC. You bring back every single event in the game that people like. Every event from year 1 to year 4 should be in the game. Why is it that I can go in the events tab and scroll and I can finish in like 2 seconds? When I'm scrolling, I should be just scrolling endlessly. Like, bring back every single event that came out in the game, every equipment, everything should be back. Because when new players come into the game and they finish a story and they go to PV and they go to the event section, there's very little to do there. Like, there's actually like very little to do there. So just bring back every event in the game, give out more CC, make the part 2 anniversary banner better, and make the raid not pay to win. You add Hoi Poi to PvP, your core game mode, by the way. Stop with this whole co-op shit. Nobody likes to play co-op 4 hours a day. And the worst part about it too is that you have to play co-op along with raid, because raid for some reason doesn't drop the anniversary. But it's like, why is it only in co-op, bro? Nobody actually likes to play co-op, bro. Nobody likes that shit. And you know it too, which is why you put it in there so you can get, you know what? People are actually playing co-op now. We're not playing because it's fun. We're playing because you force us to play it to get CC and to get the Dragon Balls from Shenron, which also makes no sense. But there is no saving the anniversary. There's no saving it. The anniversary shit, nothing in Part 2 will fix it unless they make the banner good, make it less pay to win, more CC, bring back the events, add Hoi Poi to PvP and the Animators to PvP, so people who are playing their core game mode can get that without having to resort to your docked PvE content. That's how you sort of fix the Annie. But I feel like they're already too deep in. They already messed up everything and they're just on the back foot. Like Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, every community that regards this game is saying the anniversary sucks, and it does. And you deserve that, James, because you dead ass or Toshi or whoever is making the game, Bandai Shueisha, you dropped the ball so incredibly hard on the anniversary. And just so you know, we're all disappointed, but we'll still play the game anyway because we're fucking addicts who love Dragon Ball. So that's how it is.
Let's go.
That's just how it is, bro.
Well, it's kind of sad, man. It's like they rely on, they're like, we're dropping MUI, and they know that they're just like hoping MUI carries anniversary. They know that we all love Dragon Ball, and we just, we play for PvP, we play for Dragon Ball, but it also, at the same time, it doesn't feel good to almost feel like, getting taken advantage of because we love Dragon Ball. It's like, you can't make your game shit. And I'm not saying the game is 100% shit, but just speaking of anniversary, I agree. They could have done so many more things and 100% put all those rewards in PvP, Hoi Poi, the medals, all that stuff should be in PvP 100%. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels like they were kind of, relying on MUI carrying the hype of anniversary, which I'm not going to lie. MUI's hype, and I love his animations. He's a really good unit, but you can't rely on just like one single unit to carry the entire anniversary. So I don't know. It's kind of sad, man. Honestly,
The way that they approached a lot of stuff was just scummy. Specifically that whole raid dilemma, that was like the cherry on top to really visualize the entire anniversary, right? That they're going to drop a raid with a very fancy shop, right? Legends Limited Z Power, 2 of them, 999 erasers, like all this like really nice stuff that you can pick up, but nobody's going to be able to pick it up because if you're not summoning or if you're getting shafted, you're pretty much screwed. People with 6 stars MUI are kind of getting screwed, you know what I mean? Unless you have all these units high stars, you're in like a really bad spot with like clearing out that shop or people that want to sit down and actually grind the raid. The raid's not exciting. The shop is really nice. I'm trying to max out shop so I can, just make the most of those resources. But like getting like, it just feels scummy, for the majority of the player base that they can't do much because they didn't get lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's that Diablo Immortal game just came out, and I know that's a completely different game, but I see a lot of similarities, and I'm not trying to break off on a completely different subject here, but I see a lot of similarities in how the money grabs, the let's put your daily free item, let's throw it in the shop so you see all of the sales every day. Like there's all these little tricks that they do. And I know me talking about it right now is probably not going to change anything. They might not even hear me, but I just wish, we need to start a new revolution for these games. Who cares if it's a mobile game? That's fine. That doesn't mean it has to be so pay to win heavy. It doesn't mean it has to be so greedy. We can have mobile, or I would like to see mobile games, including especially Dragon Ball Legends. I would love to see Legends be, if there's monetization, that's fine. But it doesn't need to be so greedy, and they need to really cater more to the free-to-play audience and even like the Dolphin audience, in my opinion. Don't like we kind of already said, what they did with the raid is just absolutely scummy. The fact that you need to get MUI to Red 2 just to get the boosted drops, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, like Virgil said, the shop is amazing. You look at that shop, they did a great job. I think that is exactly what we needed to see. For anniversary, they drop an anniversary raid, and then they drop a really fancy shop where you can get Z Power and LF Z Power and all this stuff. But, they're catering to the people that are summoning a lot on MUI, the people that have a Red 2 and higher MUI. And I just don't think that that's fair to the general player base and the population of Legends. I just don't think that's fair. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't think me talking about it right now is going to change anything, but I would just love to see one day, man, they start catering just to the general population instead of the whales.
Bro, for me, the raid, I feel like has burned me in a way that they would have to do something crazy. And I mean something crazy, like Legends Weekend extravaganza, bro. Like, the raid, I was one of those people where I pulled MUI. I'm like, dude, I pulled MUI. I'm chilling. I'm going to go crazy on this raid. Like, I'm not going to be one of those guys that's, like, not going to get the raid medals, bro. I got MUI. I'm chilling. And then I look at the details. I'm like, wait, I need more copies? I need more copies? And like, I was playing with Geek. I was playing with Very Geek editor here, 5'9", and he had 200 raid medals when we started. We grinded for like 2 hours. I had 1,200 because I was being a loser before. And when we finished, I had 2,400 medals and he had 2,200. He almost caught up to me and surpassed me. That's how bad these drops are if you don't have MUI at the certain amount of stars for the raid. Like, it's crazy. MUI is literally more viable in PvP at 3 stars than he is in a raid PvE event. It's insane. It's insane. Like that boggles my mind. And it's so frustrating to like do the raid 3 times in a row and get squat. It's like, bro, what am I doing here?
Bro,
I just wish they had like... What's up?
No, I was gonna. No, I. So you granted the raid without having a 6-star MUI.
Yes.
Do you just not respect yourself? Like, do you
I
just
knew it was coming,
like
bro.
wasting your time? Like, bro,
Well,
the more, because I also tried. So I did 10 runs and got 11 coins. I was like, yeah, it's over. It's
over.
happening. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening.
Bro,
Now I'm 6 stars, so now I'm actually grinding it because, as Virgil said, the shop, like, it's so predatory too because they know the shop is so fucking good. So you're gonna want to summon for MUI just for the raid, which I did because I was not gonna fucking miss out on LFZ power and 1,000 erasers. Like, LFZ power is whatever, but 1,000 erasers, bro, for a person like me who's chasing Z plus, like, that's just like a dream come true. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna summon. And I got into 6 stars, but It is so predatory, bro. The way how they do this shit, and it's just like not a look for the game. But I apologize. You can go on with it, right?
No, you're good, bro. No, it just feels like Legends, like, maybe go on my knees. They're like, bro, summon on this banner. I'm like, bro, I don't want to, bro. I don't want to. They're like, summon on this banner. I'm like, okay, I got MUI. And they're like, bro, do it again. I'm like, bro, I don't want to, bro. And they unzip their pants and hit me with their salami, bro. That's what it felt like with this raid.
Whoa,
Man.
whoa.
It was like, it's just so predatory, man. It's just, it's disgusting.
That's crazy. That's a crazy lineup of words. Predatory, salami,
Yeah,
all that.
But it's true, bro. Literally, MUI is more viable in PvP at 3 stars than he is in a raid event, which is just supposed to be something that's fun. You get these cool rewards, and it's just like a new game plus co-op, man. It's like slightly quicker, but like the fact that you aren't guaranteed to get these drops is ridiculous. Like if they had something like if you get a certain amount of combat points, maybe you get like 50,000 combat points, like then you guarantee drops. And you just don't get it in the beginning. Like, sure, just like to have the little negotiations, but like the fact that like you don't get them at all unless you have them at 6, like it's crazy because some people are gonna summon on this banner going 10k deep and not even get an MUI. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. They got to do something crazy. Part 3, part 4, part 7. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, dude, truly, truly, and that's the thing too is that part 1, it sucks. It's sad to say it, but it has to be said. And ZVG already said it in more ways than one, is that this part 1 has been so bad that part 2 can be perfect. Part 2 can be 10 out of 10, but it won't make up for the fact that part 1 was this bad, right? So even if this is a 10 out of 10 part 2, it's still the anniversary combined. You're still going to be at a 5 out of 10. It's still not going to be the best anniversary. And you know, the thing that really sucks for me is that all I had asked for in my head, and I know maybe I played myself. Maybe I played myself by even being optimistic like this. All I had wanted, and I think Virgil can agree, is some superhero units. That's all I wanted for part 2. That's what I've been excited for. That's what I've been looking forward to. And this little part right here, which says the unforgettable iconic scene is final. I don't care. I don't care.
Same.
I don't care what.
But you won't
want
to miss it, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, apparently I don't want to miss it.
What?
I don't want
That's
to miss
the entire excuse that they had was they moved a lot of stuff for the superhero stuff, right? That was like the entire justification for why it was so bad, or like even specifically the banners, why this banner was so underwhelming, right? Because we're thinking, oh, they're preparing us for this, we still haven't seen it, right? We're all talking about them not dropping superhero stuff, but we haven't seen the banner yet. Most likely it won't be, and it definitely is disappointing for a lot of people. Dragon Ball fans specifically, people are going crazy over this movie. It doesn't make any sense for them not. I understand whatever the licensing. I've gotten told that so many times, right? Gamma 1 and 2 are in the game. Gamma 1 and 2 are in the game. I believe you're valid to drop units from trailers, and there's so many different things that you can go off of just from the trailers that you can throw in this game, right?
Yeah.
Whether that being the Ultimate Gohan, the Piccolo, anything that is more hype to me than whatever they're gonna drop in the next couple of days. So if the Ultimate Gohan doesn't come out, or like, anything from superhero, it's just like a slap in the face. Like, hey, bro, the movie's out, but guess what? The games, it doesn't really matter for you guys because it doesn't feel like they care too much, right? They're gonna just do whatever they want to do. So,
And
Is this?
oh, go ahead.
Good.
I was just gonna ask, is this the first anniversary? I forget the first anniversary because it's been a hot minute. But is this the first anniversary that doesn't have like a dual like step up banner?
yes.
Yeah.
That is wild, bro. That is that is wild.
Now, don't get us wrong though. Second anniversary had probably like one of the worst like secondary banners, like to the point where it's like almost forgettable. That GT banner was absolutely atrocious. Probably like one of the worst AG banners of all. Dude, that's Super Saiyan 4 Green Goku and the Red Omega Shenron that just got absolutely obliterated by VG. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But still, we had 2 banners, right? 2 banners nonetheless.
They're probably gonna bring it for part 2. Like it's what makes sense. If they don't bring it for part 2, they're selling themselves. Like they're probably gonna bring it for part 2. It's a weird lineup because it's the same lineup. You know what I mean? For third anniversary, they had the 2 banners, and then for part 1 they had the 2 banners. Part 2 they had 1 banner, right? So all they did was just move it around. So like they gave us 1 banner now, giving us 2 banners afterwards. But it's a weird taste in our mouth because we're expecting more and we're getting less to start out with. So it's already putting us in a bad spot, and to not even get, like I said, the superhero stuff, like a lot of, including myself, have been using that as justification for like, we're gonna see this. They don't want to give consumers too much before they give us a lot in part 2, right? That was my whole mindset. When you're dropping content for a game, it's a whole consumer, release content type of thing where you don't want to give too much and then give too much again. You want to give a certain amount here, certain amount there, and then the consumer can be happy with the amounts that you're releasing. So if they don't give us a lot to make up for this so little, it's a sell, bro. They're selling this whole thing. And ZVG said it. It's pretty much unredeemable at this point, the anniversary. But I have like the tiniest smidge of optimism, bro. I can't help it. I want
bro.
the
This
game to
dude
be.
and his optimism, bro.
Bro, I like to be positive towards these things, bro. There's no way that the developers don't care about this game, bro. Even though that's exactly how it seems, that they don't care about us, they don't care about this game. I find it's impossible. Like, how is that true? They want to see this game die or what? Like,
I don't think the devs. I think the devs do care, and I think Toshi does care. However, they don't call the shots. You know what I'm saying? I've heard this from Ramsal and shit. So it's like Shueisha is the one running the deal. So it's like if they don't want something in the game, they're just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And we even have confirmation that Toshi even tried to pitch an idea to the Shueisha and shit, and they were like, "Nah, fuck you, we're not gonna do this shit." So it's like they don't call the shots, bro. So I do feel like they do care, but it's not in their hands. However, Toshi's the face of the game, right? So he will get most of the flack. That's what comes with it. So it's like it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, man, it just sucks, honestly.
Well, it's obvious that they do a lot of the things they do for money, right? Like you look at the raid, you get the boosted drops for a higher star MUI. That's obviously like they're doing this for money. And like you said, with the really like they drop this amazing shop, and then they drop the raid with the shop where you have to have a high star MUI, and that is predatory. I agree. But they do it for money. But my issue is if you're going for money, you're going for top grossing. Like maybe it's not up to Toshi, but whoever's calling the shots, they obviously probably want to hit top grossing and get money, whatever. But they, in my opinion, they just go about it the wrong way. You know, if they drop a raid like they did and they force people to get a high star MUI, I think it makes the majority of the community upset. And that, in my opinion, that's not the way to go about trying to get people's money. I understand this is a gacha game and there's always going to be pay to win aspects and stuff like that. That's fine. I'm okay. I've accepted that at this point. But if they want to, try to get money from their perspective, in my opinion, make a good game. Have the game be good. Cater to the general population. Don't just cater to whales, because whales are going to spend money regardless. Cater to the general population. Drop a free-to-play, a free-to-play friendly raid where if you don't even have MUI, you can still grind this raid and grind that shop. Something like that would make the entire community happy. And if you have a good game that's making people happy, people are going to spend money. Like that, that's just how it is. If it's a game that's actually making people happy and it's not super predatory and, just the general community is satisfied with where the game is at, people are going to spend money, man. I just think they go about it the wrong way. They go for these, really predatory type tactics to get people to spend money. And I just don't think that's the way to go about it, because you're pissing off a lot of the people in the community. And like I said, whales are going to spend money regardless. So if you're pissing off, just the general population, the dolphins, the free-to-play players, who knows? Maybe that encourages people not to spend money and they end up not getting as much money as they were hoping. So I just think, make a good game and make people happy and they're going to spend money, man. I don't know. I just think that the predatory tactics need to stop, in my opinion.
Ideally, like the future for Dragon Ball Legends, I would like to see just that they listen to the players. They have more players on like some of the videos and stuff. I know they used to have Rhyme on, which was cool. And then they bring back like that Vegas thing they had back in the first anniversary. I understand that COVID happened, so unfortunately, like that might be like tricky to have. But maybe they could have some virtual type thing where they have a tournament. Like that'd be really cool, just because the PvP is such an integral aspect of this game, and that's why we're all here, right? We love PvP. So just like I feel like if they had tournaments like that, it would just bring the community together, and it'd be awesome. So hopefully they do stuff like that again, just like the Vegas thing. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. I think that did bring a lot of hype around the game, honestly. I don't know if they'll ever do something like that again, but I think that'd be super cool.
Even for Battle Hour, right? Because that's like a thing where it's like, I don't know, once a year. But again,
The battle
We'll see
hour,
what
they skimped our time. You guys remember that Toshi was trying to battle with viewers or with players in that one realm, and they're like, nope, you're out of time. Whoever, no one got that last slot. So
Yeah.
even
tough.
in that battle hour, I was looking forward to it, and they kind of skimped us. So they gave us that little Beerus preview to make up, or I guess they planned it. They got to. They definitely got to do more. They definitely got to do it. It doesn't feel like they're doing or trying at all. So they're doing bare minimum right now.
Well, it's like I said, even something as small as putting the daily free item in the shop. In my eyes, that's just scummy, man. Like you don't have to do that. If you want to give somebody a free item, just give them the item, dude. But no, you got to go into the shop. You got to click the shop and look at all the other sales. Like it's clear psychological like manipulation. You're trying to prey on people to look at this. Like it's super obvious, man. And other games do it too. Other gacha games. But I want Legends to be better than those other games. Like maybe I'm just setting my hopes too high. Maybe I don't know. I want Legends to be better.
Facts.
Yep. Honestly, I think we all want that because no matter what Legends does, until it shuts down, all of us in this call right now, all of us in this podcast, we're all going to continue to play because, like ZBG said, we are addicted to this game, bruh. I don't know if you guys
Unfortunately,
keep up with the Iron Cane tweets, bruh, but something about just swiping left and right, it does it for them. It does it for Iron Cane, bruh. It does it for you guys too. I know it does. And so it's just you gotta complain. I think it's important. Like I know a lot of people are very, very they don't like the negativity, right? But I do feel like you have to speak up when you're not happy with the game, right? Because how else are you gonna be heard? Like something like this, because they've already given a response. In case you guys weren't aware, they already gave it like a response, like an apology kind of, where they're we're sorry that you guys are not enjoying the game right now or something. But it was so like ingenuine. It sounded so like robotic, almost automated, that it was just like, nah, we need to grill them more. Like if we know that they're seeing this stuff. We know that they're viewing this stuff. And if this is the best that we can get out of them, then we can go further. We can go further. Like we can complain more, right? But in terms of like being optimistic, like yes, like the end goal here isn't just to run them to the ground. Like we're not trying to just complain over and over until their game is dead or trying to ruin the game itself. We want to complain until they fix things, right?
Yeah,
that's the main goal right here, bro. Because I mean, off the top of my head, I could think of stuff that I would like to see in part 2. Like literally, all I want, bro, is superhero units. This is literally it. You can make just, you know how many players you would just make happy with just superhero units, and maybe throw in a free to play superhero unit, right? If you're only using units from the trailers and stuff like that, give me like a fat Gotenks, right? Boom, right there. Already, I'm sure people would be happy. Like a fat teen Gotenks, like a free to play one. Like I feel like that's funny. There's no failed fusions in the game right now, right? I think that would be funny. I think that'd be a fun free to play unit for part 2 and something like that. If you want to circle it or be around these the superhero units, right? I think this is not the right choice to do something that we've already seen before for part 2, because if they are still planning on doing something superhero related, like what if out of nowhere they're like, all right guys, and anniversary for part 3. At that point, it's okay if you do it, but it's also kind of not okay. It's only okay if you do that if the events are still coming in hot, if you're still pumping out the CC for players. Because if you're just dropping part 1, part 2, part 3 with these banners with new units coming out that are supposed to live up to the anniversary hype, and you're not supplying the CC with it as well, you're only catering to the people that are spending on the game. That's it. Yep. And even people that are spending on the game are going to be like, dude, like, my wallet can't handle this. My bank account can't handle this. You're just pumping out these new units, part 1, part 2, part 3, all this stuff, and they don't have the means to go and keep up with it. I mean, unless like you're like a content creator and you have to like keep up with it no matter what. But like for a regular casual player, for a free to play player, like it's not going to be feasible at all. It's just, they need to figure out something. They really need to just lock in, bro. They need to sit down. They need to focus up. They need to try their best to salvage this anniversary so they can walk away with a decent anniversary instead of an awful one, like how it's been proceeding so far.
Yeah, 100%. And I think ZVG touched on a lot of the things that they need to fix. You know, bring the rewards to PvP instead of co-op and stuff like that. And don't make a pay-to-win raid. You know, better banner, possibly better banners than the MUI banner. But, and I think another thing that they could do is, you know, part 2 anniversary, we know a banner's coming, and I'm sure these units are going to be really good. So they're going to have the pay-to-win side of it, obviously, from, you know, they want people to summon on the banner. But I think something that they could do is make a top-tier free-to-play unit. Like, I remember back when it was the yellow Legends Road Youth Goku, bro. He was 100% free-to-play. He dominated PvP. Like, he was everywhere in PvP back in the day, the Legends Road Youth Goku with Endurance. And I'm just thinking, like, man, if they dropped a top-tier free-to-play unit, you know how happy the community would be? Not only, not only whales, but everybody, every end of the spectrum. I think if they dropped a top tier free to play unit, it would make everybody happy. And it wouldn't necessarily lose them any money because, like, let's say they drop a top tier free to play unit and then they drop the, obviously the banner. People are going to summon on the banner regardless, especially if it's like a superhero or, whatever, something really hype. People are going to summon regardless. So I think it'd be really cool and it would make the community extremely happy if they did drop like an actual top tier free to play unit. They don't have to be god tier or like top of Z, but maybe like top of S or even like maybe like bottom of Z tier. Like just a really good top tier free to play unit. I think it would make the community extremely happy.
Bro, what happened to Charlotte, man?
Yeah, dude. Dude,
yo, who? Charlotte is the most dead he's ever been, bro. Like, this guy is dead ass, not even on their radar, bro. And he's the fucking mascot, bro. Like, yo, somebody needs to like ask Kagi what's going on, bro. Honestly, because like we know what's going on behind the scenes, bro. How can Charlotte be this dead, bro? Like, this dude has the last relevance he got was 2 years. 2 years, bro. Dude, do you know how long 2 years is, bro? Like, it's been that long since Charlotte got anything new or anything, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're long overdue for the next Charlotte transformation.
Dude, and Charlotte was like viable with his like transformations too, which was awesome. And like now, bro, I don't have any of you guys seen Charlotte in PvP like once, like even by accident, or
No,
like I see him in co-op
dude, not at all.
sometimes, but like, yeah, it's ridiculous because I don't even hate the story. I find the story like pretty interesting sometimes when I do like read it. Sometimes I just skip through it, but sometimes I read it. I'm like, yo, this story's not that bad. But it's just
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's crazy how much they sleep on Charlotte because I think he's a good character, and I'm hoping what they do because Giblet is good he's good now, like he's a good guy, like he's cool with Charlotte. So it'd be cool if they had like a tag thing, maybe with like him and Giblet. But I doubt it. That's probably just me wishful thinking. But dude, they need to give my boy another transformation at the very least. I don't even think he's been getting any like special moves recently. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like I don't know if he's been getting anything in terms of like moves.
I forgot he was in the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's crazy because you can blame no one but Legends, bro. Legends is disrespecting their own mascot by just ignoring him. It's crazy.
Real?
Absolutely wild. So yeah, I think that pretty much, because we've been running here a very, very long. I didn't even realize. I think we're gonna go ahead and just come to a close on the discussion right here. Anniversary 2. We could probably go on all day about this, about how our anniversary, it could be better, how the 4th anniversary should have been, how it should have led off, like how ZVG had said earlier. This really just set the tone, and if the negativity that's coming their way, I personally, I like to be optimistic as well, but personally I feel like it's deserved. I feel like it's deserved, the negativity that it's getting thrown their way right now. Part 1 should have been better. Part 2 needs to be better. No matter what happens, right? They need to go absolutely bonkers with this. So I think everyone is pretty much in agreement right there. And even then, we can't forget this. This isn't going to be something that's going to be shoved under the rug and completely forgotten about. We're not going to forget this. And we have to make sure that we don't let them forget this so it doesn't happen again. They have a habit of pushing their limits whenever celebrations come out like this, right? especially anniversaries for whatever reason, they like to limit, like they like to push our limits to the point where we have to push back, and then they issue out an apology, make some minor tweaks, and they're like, "Oh my God, they listen." We can't. We have to stop doing that. It's this cat and mouse game that we always participate in. You know, they go. It's their classic. You know, one step forward, a million steps back that they do with us. So, you know, to do that stuff on anniversary, it's like the audacity. It's just pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts to me.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between, and I'll make this short, but I think there's a big difference between, complaining about stuff that doesn't really need to be complained about, and then actually calling them out on their bullshit and like calling them out on like the stuff that they did wrong. I think there's a big difference between those two things. So I think the negativity and the complaints from the community, like you said, I think it's 100% valid, especially for a lot of the things we've already discussed in this podcast. I think, like I said, that's a big difference between, just complaining about stuff that doesn't really need to be complained about. So I think the complaints and the negativity are valid.
Yeah, I agree. All right, but that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. And as always, make sure you guys do follow us on all of our social media platforms. We have TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that stuff, right? Obviously, YouTube and Twitch here as well. And do not forget to follow our members on their respective social medias / other platforms as well, right? Iron Cane is solely on Twitter, right? But he also does participate in a lot of the 5-9 projects, right? And if you want to keep up with the Iron Cane tweets, that follow him at the Iron Cane. And we also have the boy Swift, who is mostly active on YouTube. Will we see you make a return to Twitch anytime soon, or is it still
possibly?
Okay. All right. Can never say never. Never say never. And of course, we have Virgil putting out content on YouTube, right? Putting out the YouTube videos as well as streaming consistently every single day on that grind. Right here, so definitely make sure you follow him. And then ZVG, also on the grind on YouTube in terms of content creation, and over on Twitch in terms of streaming as well. This is the former rank 1 player right here, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys want to go ahead and give him a... He's also quite buff, right? He shows off his muscles pretty often right there. So I know you guys want to go ahead and see that.
His OnlyFans popping off.
Yeah,
bro,
exactly.
I'm literally skinny as hell, bro. I'm literally skinny as hell.
All right, that being said, we're going to go ahead and raid off. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting 5-9 Gaming. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
Deuces.
Stay frosty.